Hey guys, today on Low Carb with Jennifer, I'm going to show you how I make my French onion chicken. It's deliciously seared chicken, and then we're going to top it with caramelized onions and mushrooms and Swiss cheese. It's so good. You're going to love it. You can find the link to the recipe in the description below, and you can find the full recipe in the description below as well. So let's get started. Okay, to get started with our chicken, I'm going to season them both sides with salt and pepper and dried thyme. And this is, so the recipe, the written recipe, it calls for chicken breast, but I thought, you know, I want to use some boneless, skinless chicken thighs. That's what I had on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. And that will work just perfectly, just like the chicken breasts. So I've got about 8 boneless, skinless chicken thighs here. Now I'm going to sprinkle on a little bit of dried thyme. It's pretty pungent, so you don't want too much. So now let's flip these over and season the other side. You want to make sure and season these, especially with salt, pretty generously, as with any time you make chicken or any kind of meat or steak or anything like that. A little more thyme. Okay, now we are going to get our skillet ready to sear these for our smothered chicken. Okay, I've got a pretty big skillet here, and I'm going to start with some oil. And I'm just going to cook these until they're cooked all of the way through. Shouldn't take long. Chicken thighs don't take that long to cook, but I might need to do a couple of batches because I've got a lot here. Okay, I'm just gonna let these cook. Okay, we got our chicken all cooked. Here's that. I set it aside on this plate, and I went ahead and caramelized my onions because that takes a while. So you caramelize the onions by adding in the butter, the onions, and some beef broth, and you cook them for a long time, like 30 minutes to an hour, to get the onions nice and caramelized, just like you would for French onion soup. And then we also added a little more beef broth because the onions will start to dry out. So you'll need to continue to add the beef broth while they're cooking so they don't get all dry. You want to keep them nice and moist. So now we're going to add in the mushrooms. And we're going to cook these in with the caramelized onions until they're softened. Shouldn't take, about 5 or 8 minutes or so. So these mushrooms and onions are already done. They look amazing. So I'm going to add in the rest of our beef broth that we had left over. It's going to make a nice little sauce. Let this simmer up a little bit more. And then we can add the chicken back to the pan and our Swiss cheese. Okay, now we're gonna push these onions and mushrooms to the side, and I'm gonna start adding in our chicken back to the pan. And I'm just gonna top the chicken pieces with the mushrooms and onions. Make sure all the chicken pieces, have some mushrooms and onions on them. Doesn't this, oh my gosh, this just looks so good. I'm thinking that this recipe with the boneless, skinless chicken thighs is going to be even tastier than with the chicken breast. And of course, you gotta dump in your delicious liquid from your chicken, from your cooked chicken. Okay, and now we're ready for the Swiss cheese. We're just gonna top the chicken with the Swiss cheese. And it's gonna melt. And we're gonna cover it with a lid for a few minutes so that can melt. Now have a look at this. Oh my gosh. Doesn't that look amazing? You are gonna love this recipe. It is like a flavor explosion in your mouth. So you can find the full recipe in the description below, but if you want the printable recipe, just click the link in the description below. It'll take you to my website and you can print the recipe right there. But I hope you love this recipe. Let me know how much you love it in the comments, and I will see you guys later. Bye.